Oh. All right. This will be the ultimate final abortion debate. Okay. I feel like we're going to prove once and for all.
We love you, Mr. Trump. Oh my God.
We're going to do so much for the women, you have no idea. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be truly amazing. So many patriots here in Connecticut. We love Connecticut. But we never won this state, I don't think. I think it's blue. I think it's blue, but next...
Okay. Good one. Why is my mouse being weird? Stop. Retry connection? Refresh connection? Why is it doing that? How do you prepare for the abortion debate? Well, that's what we're going to do today. Did you get an unedited cut of the Muhammad hijab debate? No, but the Oxford Union people are supposed to post something. I imagine they would post an unedited cut. Stalk my last 3 messages. I don't care. He posted the debate and cut the moderator's mic so he could... That's great. Okay, what do you want to do? I don't give a fuck. That's his channel. Let him do his crazy shit. Apparently he does shit like that. He's a weirdo. Was it a deliberate choice to not address any of his personal attacks or even call them out as lies? No, why the fuck would I sit here and... If a guy was calling me a pedophile, why the fuck would I sit there and back and forth that? This is fucking retarded. I'm not even going to dignify it with a response. What am I going to say? I'm not a pedophile. The fuck? Why? What could possibly be making my mouse do this? Hello? Run in normal mode. I feel like this slimmed down version of Windows. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I feel like I've had issues. Okay, wait, hold on. Oh, see? What's it doing? Go on. Oh, see? Oh, why? Hello? Corsair Xeon Edge in stock right now. Are you fucking serious? I literally just had a fucking Canadian friend buy it to ship to me this morning. Unreal. Ugh, and it's 250 bucks and it's cheaper. Good one. What the fuck is happening? Do you talk about your relationship status? Only with your mom. What the fuck is causing this? Do you hear the new Joji? Nope. Let's listen. This song sucks. Okay. Okay. When you go to the barber, do you ask for a certain number or you just give them vague general directions? Like, yeah, just cut it short. I just say cut it short because I understand no matter how they cut it, it's going to look like shit for like 3 weeks. And then when it finally grows out, then it looks decent. I don't know how to make anybody cut. I can't make anybody cut my hair. Even if I bring pictures, even if I give them directions, I can't. I literally cannot ever do that. So I just say, cut it short, as short as you want. I don't give a fuck. And they'll be like, low taper fit. Whatever you want. I don't care. Because it doesn't matter what I say. You're going to make it look like shit. And then I'll wait for 2 or 3 weeks. And then once it grows out enough, then it'll be okay. That's it. Why is my mouse doing this? It's only happening on this computer, so it has to be like, it's a synergy thing, I think. Didn't that Israeli dude or whatever give you a good cut? Yes, but I'm not flying to Israel to get my hair cut every time. Haircuts are hard for dudes. No, it's not even. It's just that you have to get like the standard meme cut. And if you don't get the standard meme cut, then they're going to fuck your shit up. So whatever's like in or popular, everybody can do. Leftist rebrand.
Damn, I remember.
Within 1 year. Oh, dude, I'm not gonna be able to do this. Fuck. I'm gonna lose it with my mouse lagging like this.
Like a
Why don't you try harder to find a guy who cuts it like the one in Israel? Doesn't make sense to give up and give 0 references to the barber. I give references to the barbers. They just ignore me. I remember the 2 times ago, I told the guy no clippers at all. Scissors only. And the guy was like, okay. And I got the most clippered, low taper faded, 20,000 combination, like low taper fade clip shit in the back of my head that I've ever gotten literally in my entire life. Also, the issue, I don't know if there's like a super rich thing area or what, and the people are too poor to live here forever, but like every job here, people switch jobs like crazy. Like they work for 6 months and then they're gone forever. Is it going to make me restart my computer to fix this? My mouse is just randomly like slowing down. Why? It's only on this computer though, so it has to be a Synergy issue. Over here, it's not happening. When you saw him take the clippers out, why didn't you say, hey man, no clippers? Because I'm a non-confrontational pussy-ass bitch, unless we're arguing politics. What's up?
Hey, how we doing?
Okay.
While you're fucking with your mouse shit, I thought I could talk to you real quick. Hey, you're doing your big abortion debate. Oh, hey, everybody in chat. It's Kafka Esquire. You're doing your big abortion research thing today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you ever run into the argument of like, if the government is going to stop women from getting abortions, then they like, that would create such a like government interest that they have to provide like government supplied like medical services and things like that for the woman to make sure that the child that she gives birth to wouldn't have like health issues that then the state would have to take care of.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it would come up. Yeah.
Well, like, do you think that pro-life people would have an issue with that? Because I've
probably
tried
not.
it on the
I think they'd be okay with
okay.
it.
Oh, okay. Because like, it was a thing. I was surprised. I'd run into it, and like the two people I brought it up with, they didn't seem to have an issue with it, despite being like anti-welfare and other healthcare stuff in general. But like with this, it seemed to make sense.
I mean,
didn't know that was like,
they wouldn't actually be okay with it. They're just saying they would just say that, and then, but like if it ever came to passing stuff like that, then they would obviously be opposed to it because conservatives are subhuman.
That makes sense.
Just like how us not backing Ukraine meant that we have money to spend on our own people, but in reality, we're not funding the government for SNAP, or we're trying to cut Medicaid. So, like, obviously, yeah.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Cool. Then that was just my only thing on the abortion thing. I caught the tail end of your debate with Food Shops the other day when you guys were discussing E33's ending.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch you play that game, and I didn't play that game either because it looks like something I wouldn't enjoy. However, you said something in there that I wanted to follow up on, where you think there's some kind of like assumption we should make that people would prefer reality over not reality. Is that kind of your position? Okay, so like I've interacted with this in a different setting where like, have you ever watched Star Trek?
Nope.
Okay.
Or, I mean, I've seen episodes so far, but I don't know what you're going to reference. So just give the.
Okay, sure. There's a thing in it called a holodeck. You can walk into it and it can create anything, right? It can create a reality in which that you can interact with.
Sure.
You can interact with people, any time period, stuff like that. And someone posed a question of like, well, if we had that, why would you ever walk out of it? Because you could literally just create the perfect reality for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so as soon as someone walked into it, they would never have a reason to walk out of it, because anything you would want outside of the holodeck would just be in the holodeck already. So why would you leave it?
The only way that would work is you would have to destroy your knowledge of ever being in there. And that's a choice you should never make. But once you've made it, then you could theoretically live there forever.
But I think that like having knowledge that you're in there, I guess, could affect it. But like, why do you think you would still want to leave it? Because for me, I could see myself going in there and never coming out, even if I knew I was in a holodeck.
Well, because it's not real. You're just living in a delusional fantasy now.
Yeah, but like, what am I getting out of reality? Like, what was my goal in reality such that like I couldn't recreate it in there? Like, I'm trying to live my life.
You can't recreate anything that involves like genuine anything, because now everything is fake. So, for instance, if you ever had any goal in reality whatsoever, you can't accomplish any of those goals inside of the none of the fulfilling goals. I guess you could do like the pure hedonistic ones, but like if your goal was to say, have the accomplishment of becoming a lawyer, whatever you do on the experience machine doesn't count, because you're going to design the fantasy such that it's always going to happen. No.
Yeah. So like, is it? I could see there being like an argument that like you designing it means that like you're inherently not going to feel the fulfillment of winning of beating it, right? Like if I make a video game in reality and then I play the video game and beat it, right? That's less satisfying than if I played a video game someone else made, right? I could see. I think that's a fair argument. But like at the same time, though, I think that there's like also kind of an assumption in there that like that things in reality are achievable for me. Like I feel like there's a certain amount of population where like I'm very privileged. I have a very like nice life, and so it's like, and I do have the ability to like, oh, there's like achievements I can get to someday. That'd be great. But like I think for a lot of people, they walk into a holodeck, even with what we just discussed in mind, like that person maybe is like were an orphan, they're very poor, they don't have very much going on outside of it, and they go in there and they get to be the fucking king of the world and do whatever they want. So why would why, for them, they're like, well, I don't care if it's real or not. This is so much better than anything I would get in reality, right? Like
that's fundamental assumption. There's an axiomatic belief there, and if you break that, then you can do whatever you want, I guess. But the reality would be fucked, and that's the whole. I don't care if it's real or not. But if you don't care if things are real or not, you should literally just go find the biggest kick of morphine, whatever, and just like OD and kill yourself, because it's it is the most nihilistic possible take to have on life.
Well, two things on that, but like I'm saying, like that person can go like, I know that reality's out there, but the reality for me personally is so bad that I don't want. It's like that's someone killing themselves, right? It's equivalent to that. Someone saying, my life is so bad I'd rather kill myself than live, and this is different of saying like my life is so bad I'd rather just live in non-reality than live, right?
Yeah, I guess, but you're essentially committing suicide, right? In a way, in a fun way.
Sure. Yeah, definitely in a fun way. Well, then on the other side of that, though. There was some documentary I watched, I can't remember what it was, about people doing H, and this lady was like on camera about to shoot up, and she's like, oh, it's like my daughter's birthday or something, and I really want to be there, but if I actually meant that, I wouldn't be here shooting up heroin, because if I really wanted something, I would actually do that, and instead I'm here shooting up heroin. And so it was like, it was a really interesting thing to me, because it's like, we don't need a holodeck or whatever the fuck E33 was, right? Like people are choosing a non-reality, like this kind of state of being high where they're disengaged and just feeling pure pleasure, and they're giving up all of reality for it. But would you argue that that's just like a chemical kind of addiction kind of thing, and that's why it's like that, not that the person's making like a rational choice?
Kind of, or more, there's like a word game that's being played there. When the person says, I want to go to my daughter's oh my god, I'm gonna have to restart my computer. When a person says, I want to go to my daughter's birthday party, but I'm here doing drugs instead, so I must not want to, she's not really saying she wants to go to her daughter's birthday party. If anything, there's a implication there that reality is important, because what she's actually saying is, I want to go to my daughter's birthday party. There's some internal thing that's saying, I wish that reality were different. I wish that I had a different feeling about a thing, but I don't, and that sucks. So she wants to go to her daughter's party, but instead she wants heroin, and so she's doing heroin.
I think that's fair.
Or rather, she wants heroin.
I see it. I think I think that like you said, the axiom of like caring about reality is really important there, and I don't know how much I share that.
You have to. If you otherwise, you would be doing morphine or whatever. You'd just go drug yourself out or do some crazy shit right now, or you should just kill yourself. You can't. There's no way. You might intellectualize the thing, but intuitively, there's no way we feel that way. There's importance to reality.
I know what you're saying, but like I also like I live an incredibly privileged life, so like I've said this before in my life, where it's like, if my life was going worse, I would cash it in. Like for the amount of time I've been alive, I've experienced some amazing things. I've had a great life, and like if I was doing like 50% worse, like man, I don't know. That's like, and that's not even that bad. I would still be like, fuck it. Like I had a good run so far. Why would I stick around for the worst part? But I think it's just probably a matter of perspective. And like you said, I think it might be just a kind of a language thing that we're kind of not quite lining up on.
Well, but the language thing hits on a concept once you disaggregate the language a little bit. Like I think there is an inherent value to things that are real, and I think that intuitively you'll feel the difference between a thing that's fake and a thing that's real. I don't think the fake thing will provide the same level of like fulfillment. You would have to fool yourself into not realizing that the fake thing is fake, which is part of the experience machine. And in that case, then you have a harder time arguing against it, I guess. But
I think it's fair. I think just for me, I think it's the kind of like, when it comes to the escapism, because while I have a very privileged life, I do interact with a lot of people that don't, and like I know a lot of people I feel like would like gladly step into that, and like I think that more likely to me, like the reason why I would choose not to do it or to do those other things is probably because not because like necessarily reality, just because like I feel obligations towards people. Or would you say that's just part of reality, right? Like I feel obligations toward my family. Like that's a huge reason to, stick around and not kill myself or go into a pleasure machine like that. But like, do you think that's separate from choosing reality? Like, or do you think that's me just dressing up reality in a different way?
No, that is reality. Because they're real people that you would be abandoning, right? You can't just replace them
Right.
with fake people.
Right, but if I'm a person with like no no connections to like other people, let's say, right? I'm like an orphan that has just turned 18, pushed out on the street, right? This person has nothing, and they're not connected to anybody, right? That person doesn't have those connections, so I see like a difference in myself from that person, and I see myself if I was that person, I think it would be very hard for me to find a reason to choose not to go into the pleasure machine, just because of the reality that I'd be facing in front of me and the lack of obligation that I have to anybody or anything around me. So I don't know. I feel like looking at that question, it depends a lot on like an individual person's connection to reality and how much investment they have. Like how much does this person really care about the reality they live in? So I don't know. Just wondering what your thoughts were, because I felt like it was a lot more about the video game and whatever the fuck those characters were feeling rather than kind of the concept.
No, there's more. I mean, it's about the concept too, like the experience machine concept and the concept of what is real and what isn't real is a big, or like what is the value of real things is a big philosophy things. It's a big concept of like why does it matter? When you're saying like this reality sucks, the implication there is that you can go to another reality, but you can't really. You can just engage in some level of delusion and then fabricate some other thing that makes you feel better. But then the question is like, will you feel better in self-delusion than you will in reality? The two aren't equivalent, but I mean, I guess it's not unbelievable that one could be preferable to the other, depending upon how horrible your life is. But a horrible life isn't just one where you're like a working class Andy and it just kind of sucks. It would be one where you have like agonizing, debilitating pain that you're never going to recover from or something like that, you know?
I mean, like, look at like the Republicans and how they've gaslit themselves to reject reality and then force in a false reality under Trump and things like that.
That's
right?
totally different. I think that
You think so?
I think it's a totally different thing on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Because these
like,
people don't think they are like rejecting reality. They're not making the choice to reject reality. That's a totally different.
Well, one second. I agree with you there, but it's kind of a thing where it's like, and you've talked about this, where like if you show any of these people like a fact, right? Like you say, oh look, energy prices have gone up under Trump. They didn't go down, like he said. That person in the moment has a choice of either rejecting the fact and therefore reality, or
hold on,
lying or making an excuse, right?
We're mixing word games up. Or
Right.
we're not word games, sorry.
That's fair.
When I say word games, also, I'm not saying you're like playing a game or whatever. I'm saying that
No, you're insulting me directly. I get it.
Yes. They're not rejecting reality. They think that you're wrong about reality. Making the conscious choice to reject reality is that's a much bigger thing. They're making the choice to say, I don't believe what you're saying, not, I think what you're saying is true, but I reject the truth and I prefer to live in delusion.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody makes the
see what
choice
you're
to live in delusion, or not that I can think of. Yeah.
Right. So the rejection of whatever they're saying is more than just rejecting the information as though it's not true. Not that like it's impossible or like it is true, but I refuse to accept it or something like that. I see what you're saying. Okay, fair enough. I kind of see where you're going, because I was going to say like, if people can do that in reality already, I don't know how that you can't do that when you're in the experience machine itself, right? Like if you're in the experience machine, being able to like on the inverse just create the reality there for yourself. I wonder how hard that would truly be. I mean, like, I don't know how you test that, but like if someone was if we could put someone in a reality machine, like do a Turing test with a holodeck, right? Where it's like, can this person tell? Like, let's say we like someone's asleep and we put them into a holodeck without them knowing. They wake up, right? That person probably couldn't tell they're in there. So I think that's kind of what you're saying, where like you don't have a memory of going in. So then you would choose to stay there.
Yeah.
Right. But so like,
Oh, wait, hold on one second.
that's also the other.
Hold on one second.
Go ahead. Chat, what's going on? Hey guys. Yeah. Sorry, I thought he was gonna. I thought he was gonna take. He usually takes a really long time to find me in Discord. So I started eating a grapefruit, and it's a really big and good one. So I'm not gonna stop eating it. I'm sorry.
Ugh. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I mean, you should never make the choice to go in the reality or in the experience machine. But once you're in there, then I mean, yeah, you can stay. But again, it's not because you're choosing to stay in a delusional world. It's because you've convinced yourself that that's the real world, right?
Okay, I think I see what you're saying. And so, all right, I see your position. Okay. Well, are you? I know you got your research thing today. Are you gonna listen to any more of that Supreme Court oral argument thing?
I don't know. Is the plaintiff side, did they make really good arguments?
Actually, yeah, I actually really like their arguments, and also some of the teeth comes out from the Republicans, kind of showing what they want to argue for why the tariffs should stay. They kind of go into this really big argument, excuse me,
Okay.
around licenses and kind of like how the executive can collect revenue in ways other than tariffs and stuff like this, and kind of like why that might equal it. I don't agree with it. I think that there's not a lot of really great ways to support it, but it is really long, and I know you got a lot of shit, but it's really good. Whether you listen or not, I want to pose a question to you about this case specifically. I've been talking with some of the chatters and then some other places. Um, do you feel like this case is maybe a little more impactful or unique? Because I feel like this is the first case where I really have seen a like direct like conflict of the branches, or like, like the constitutional crisis question, I feel like is so clearly here in this one compared to other ones. Do you feel a
Really?
difference, or is it? Yeah, I mean, like, what other cases have come to the Supreme Court where like it's a direct challenge of like
The
the
immunity
legislative's
case, I
power?
think.
I don't know, because the DOJ is part of the executive. It's kind of the executive playing with itself. Well, no,
I
no, no, no,
super
no. I mean, like
disagree.
during Trump's
The
no, no, during
legislature,
Trump's
the
administration.
legislature makes laws, and now the president is above the laws that the legislature makes, right?
I can see that. Yeah, I see that, but it's like I don't know if like whenever we came out of that case, I feel like the structure of the government is like fundamentally changed. If this happens, like if he gets to keep these tariffs, in my mind, it feels like the fundamental structure of the government has truly changed, because we're now giving economic powers to the president
Oh,
unrestricted from
sure.
the
I mean, it's probably
legislature.
more broadly felt. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's all it is. I was wondering if I'm just having a lawyer brain moment or anything, but yeah. Okay. Well, good luck in the what is it? The abortion research thing. I hope you finally come to the light and realize that it's a mortal sin, and that
Gotcha.
you'll go to the debate and say and apologize and say, every life is precious.
We'll do my best.
No. All right. Bye, Disney. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Okay. I'm going to restart my computer, but I can turn my stream on this laptop so that it doesn't reset everything and fuck it all up. Okay. So I'll be back. Hold on. Give me like 2 minutes or something. I don't know. 1 second. Wait. Yes. Correct. Okay. Okay. Please, God. Okay. Jesus. Is it working? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, hello? Good afternoon, yes, can you hear? Oh, okay. Based. All right. Jesus. Why did I put... Is her name Leela Thomas? I thought it was Leela Rose. Or is that just like her internet name? Was I thinking Leah Thomas? Like the trans swimmer? Okay. 2024. Wait. What do I normally call these? Okay. Whatever. Doesn't matter. No audio? Wait. No, that guy's trolling. Never mind. Good one. Good meme. Put on music. Okay. What's up, Darius? No, because we're going to be listening to stuff. What is the most recent abortion debate that she's done? Let's search her content. Abortion. Hello, Darius. Oh, this is probably a good one. Oh, wait, that would be a really good one. Jubilee debate versus 25 pro-abortion activists.
Hey guys.
Hey.
It does break my heart that if you're sharing.
It does
break my heart.
Oh my God. They open with the misspeak. Absolutely brutal. Let me use the restroom. Okay. And then we'll watch this. Fuck it. Oh, wait, I didn't even say. A study examining 173,279 California Medicaid patients found the suicide rate for women who had an abortion was more than twice high compared to those who gave birth. The research was conducted by the Elliott Institute, a pro-life group. Okay, let's check this out. California Medicaid study examining 173,279 patients. 30,000 women go into ER because of abortion pills every year.
Lying to you guys. The media is lying to you guys because legal abortion kills women. It killed Tanya Reeves and a Chicago Planned Parenthood.
I have a lot of friends who had abortions. They're lying.
Legal abortions kill women. Tanya.
Lying to you guys because legal abortion kills women. It killed Tanya Reeves and a
Tanya Reeves? Okay. Look at With a Wonder on Kick. I want to debate you fast. I am watching you with title asking debate. What do you want? About abortion? Hi, I want to debate you fast.
There's tens of thousands of women.
What? Are you okay? You're talking... Okay. Wait, how do we end that?
Nice to meet you.
You didn't I didn't, was there a fact check? What was the fact check? Hold on. Let's see. NIH research found that 1 in 3 women experience a highly stressful or potentially traumatic birth. What is potentially traumatic?
I think early delivery might be the
do an elective
so
abortion.
we would agree that what is to have something removed in the fetus.
The way it is, it sounds mean, but it is totally acceptable to get rid of people like this. Like there are some people who are born with such like fucked up developments that they're missing like massive segments of their brain such that they might only have a brain stem. These are not like living, these are not like conscious living people. They'll never become that. Like it's okay to end this life. It's whatever it is, it's not like up to whatever a human developed person is, and they never will be. It sucks, but like, or it's not, I mean, I should say it sucks. It feels bad, but it's, yeah.
The reason it's
Tago, Leela, not understand. Right now I'm just listening. There's no shortcut for facts, okay? Right now I'm just listening, jotting down. What did you call this in grade school? The brainstorming part? Before you do an outline, you just write in. I'm just listening to her. I just want to absorb 2 hours of her chatting about this. Hear the arguments. Write down what I think some of her arguments are. There's generally these types of people will cite the same studies over and over and over again. So I'll look at the things she's citing, read them. So I actually read the whole study. She hasn't. I know they haven't. They never do. And then that's okay.
But just because a child
to me as someone who is a third generation suicide survivor, so my mother, my grandmother, and their lives were miserable.
I'm sorry. What is a third generation suicide survivor? Like your grandma and your mom tried to kill themselves and then you did too? Or what is that? What?
Serve the right to life.
Are you saying that if a child is being abused, then we should be in support of killing that child?
Then let me be more specific. What would you say to me as someone who is a third generation suicide survivor, so my mother, my grandmother, and their lives were miserable?
I don't understand. Maybe 3 generations tried to suicide her? I don't know.
I'm so glad that you're here. And I'm so
okay, sorry.
so sorry that that's part of your history and that your mother, your grandmother endured that. And I'm so glad that you're here. I think your life is awesome. And I think every life is awesome.
Now, would you say the same if you knew that I was
Her mom and grandma suicided. So she survived her mom and grandma committing suicide? I mean, suicide typically doesn't kill you. Unless she means like her grandma committed suicide when her mom was in the womb, but her mom made it, and then her mom committed suicide while she was in the womb. I don't lie. That expression is retarded. I'm sorry. Stop.
It's a child. Okay, great question and great thing to do. First of all, an unborn child is a member of the human species that is not born yet. Okay.
That seems a little tautological. An unborn child is a human that's not born yet. Okay.
So that would include a child in the womb, or it could include a child that's in an IVF
What are
clinic.
characteristics that are distinct that create the definition of a human? How do you define a human?
A human is a member of the a human species.
So that's
it's under
What about the corpse?
the law,
Just a
under the
member?
law of biogenesis.
So
a
what-
human would be the offspring of a parents in the same species.
Okay, so what is the distinction between a human and other living organisms? And
Genetically, we might be pretty similar in some ways, but there's some key differences.
what is the key difference?
The human genetic code is
Oh God, is she gonna do a vegan argument?
substantially different than
Okay.
any other.
Could you say
species in the
maybe a
world.
level of awareness is something that distincts us
Uh-oh.
from just, let's say bacteria or plants or other
I see.
life
I see what you're
forms?
saying. Yes,
Uh-oh.
we have the ability
Uh-oh.
for reason. We
To
have
have
the
a
it comes.
conscious experience.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
ultimately, human beings
Oh,
have a
no.
natural capacity to be able to reason and to be able to choose and love and do things
Correct.
that animals might have some.
So you say that's a
they relate
determinative
to us in some ways, but
aspect
not
of a
to the degree that
human
humans
being.
have.
That's what determines a human being, having awareness and a conscious experience.
Well, I mean,
How come you sigh deeply when a debater starts with "I'm a mother" and "You're a mother"? Is the attempt to start off on common ground as opposed to a straight logical debate off-putting to you? It's honestly just because I fucking hate women and I don't want to hear about them being a mother. And every time I'm reminded I'm listening to a woman, I just get triggered. No, the actual answer is because most of these women are just not equipped to have the debate on this topic. A lot of these people are very heavily emotionally and heavily anecdotally driven. And I don't think you're going to win an emotion and anecdote debate against a woman who is literally capitalizing on farming massive anecdotes and massive emotional appeals. A lot of the arguments I think are super unconvincing. I also really hate the bodily autonomy argument. I think it's just defeated in so many different ways. So a couple of people keep bringing up that Judith Thompson paper. I don't find that I don't find her argument convincing at all. I think the violin analogy is bad. I think I don't find her arguments very convincing. But that's okay.
The blueprint's the same as a building.
no.
Okay, so if you would go up to it and you see the structural integrity of something that a building's, there's all these pieces that have a
I think the consciousness argument is the only convincing argument. Actually, I disagree. I think there's multiple levels that you can fight on this. I've thought about this argument a lot on my way back when I've been flying around. People ask me why I'm doing this debate. One is because I agreed to 3 months ago and I accidentally missed a flight and didn't do it, so I feel bad. Two is because having more debates under my belt is good because I need to appear as not a rapist as my court case comes to a close. So it's good to build up that repertoire. Three, this is a pretty strong philosophical position that I think you should be able to argue pretty convincingly. Four, this is a heavily policy-driven position that is pretty legally relevant, I think. Five, it's always good to have more practice doing formal debates. Six, I happen to know that Yo Mama lives in Irvine, and I'm going to bang Yo Mama. Jesus Christ. Okay, there are multiple realms that this debate comes down to. Obviously, we have the legal world. I'm trying to think if this is ethics versus ontology. Defining whether or not the fetus is a thing that gets moral consideration, that would be considered a metaphysical question, right? An ontological question and not necessarily an ethical question? Where are my fucking loser philosophy people? I feel like the ethical arguments follow pretty seamlessly from the ontological ones. But we'll see. Okay.